Malaysia has been riddled with forced labour allegations in various industries, from rubber gloves manufacturers to palm oil plantations. The Human Resources Ministry, with the support of the International Labour Organization, ILO, have developed the National Action Plan on Forced Labour 2021 to 2025, with the aim to eliminate forced labour in Malaysia by 2030. Here to talk more on this is ILO's Jodelen Mitra. The plan focuses on awareness, enforcement, labour migration, as well as access to remedy and support services.
These interventions are coordinated through a national steering committee led by the Ministry of Human Resources, which will also track the progress of the implementation of the action plan. So the implementation of the various initiatives, under this national action plan, all contribute to a common objective, which is reducing forced labor by 2025 and eventually eliminating all forms of forced labor by 2030.
Jodelen said allegations of forced labour can have a severe impact on foreign investors' confidence, as it is a serious offence.
Forced labor, it's a grave violation of human rights and a violation of ILO fundamental conventions. So the ESG due diligence checks done by investors include, forced labor indicators. Therefore, now you will see much more stringent scrutiny of the supply chains. And foreign countries such as the US, UK, Canada, Australia, and many others, they've introduced legislation that prohibit forced labor and are increasingly enforcing this. So there's financial, legal, and reputational risks involved for businesses if they have forced labor in their supply chain. And this reputational damage due to forced labor, if one company has this, it can tarnish actually the reputation of an entire industry. And this is why eliminating forced labor would be in the interest of the whole industry and Malaysia in general.
What can businesses do to end forced labour in the country? ILO's Jodelen lists down practical measures to eliminate forced labour across the supply chain.
So companies definitely will, be able to contribute greatly to achieving the objectives of this National Action Plan. Some of the very practical ways to do this is, adopting policies on zero tolerance on forced labor across their supply chains. Not keeping their workers' passports, because passport retention is an indicator of forced labor. Not withholding the wages, ensuring there is no forced overtime, providing healthy living and working conditions, zero tolerance for violence and harassment, implementing due diligence systems from the recruitment to the employment practices, and having this conscious, practice of assessing risks of labor violations and their operations, training also their supervisors, managers, as well as the workers about labor laws, establishing grievance mechanisms that protect whistleblowers, and allowing workers to access legal remedy from outside the companies, and many others that clearly respect the labor rights of every worker, Malaysians and non-Malaysians, regardless of the legal status.